latest update on the Dallas Cowboys, and as well watching Game 7 here between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. It is 56-53 Cleveland. We're going to update the score here in just a minute, guys. Obviously, basketball changes pretty quick, so it already changed by the time we went live. So Esteban Garza, Sports Network, thank you for joining us. So Sports Network said, I want to see a Cavs-Warriors number 4. Esteban Garza said, I want the Celtics to win. Sports Network is rooting for the Cavs. Ryan17, how are you? Thank you for being here. Who are you going for, baby? Who are you? I am rooting for the Celtics 100%.
I don't like the Celtics, but I like LeBron's Cavs a lot worse. So I'm going for the Celtics, and I'm going for Houston tomorrow. We'll be doing that one as well.
Yeah, so guys, let us know in the comments down below who you're rooting for. You know, how you think this game is going to go. Cowboys Abroad in the house. Thank you for being here. By the way, guys, Cowboys Abroad is currently not just a donation weekly winner, also the stream boss, Yumi, Mrs. Cowboys Abroad, his lovely wife, rocking it out up there with 75 health points.
Yes.
So who's Cameron Fleming. That's
yes,
right. No longer Byron Bell. Ryan17 said, go Cavs. LeBron is the GOAT.
Now, we'll be. I'll be changing into a special jersey. I don't really wear too often here. Of course, it's the Cowboys channel. It's about the Cowboys, but I do have a love for basketball in my life, and I still do. But I just haven't. I just been ultra focused on, of course, our Dallas Cowboys, my team, Chicago Bulls, and it's all because of number 23, the true best number 23 out there, Michael Jordan, the best athlete, not just basketball player of all time. The best of all time. LeBron James is not even past Kobe Bryant yet, as far as that's concerned. So, lost a lot of respect for LeBron when it comes to moving to teams and then already created or big named all-star type teams, and that he really hasn't earned it on his own yet. I believe. Now, this is probably the closest he's been, other than when he was first with the Cleveland Cavs in his first. Years in the league, first 7 years, I think. I mean, but they got swept, I think, by the Mavs, was it? I think I'm not sure. I'm not a Dallas Mavericks fan, but I'm a Chicago Bulls fan because of one person, and that was back in the '80s, before any championships, before any glory. Michael Jordan was just, to me, another level compared to Larry Bird, another level compared to Magic Johnson. I didn't really grow up watching those two guys until I started watching Michael Jordan. So I saw a true leader create a team, even though he had to learn to be a leader as well, because he just didn't know how to be like a coach to these other players that came on the team. And then when he finally got them together and got them going, I mean, there was no stopping them with, it was a teamwork, but Jordan had to learn to be that. LeBron is more getting on teams that either are built already or have great players already, or like you're seeing tonight, he has to take over the entire game. He's scoring every freaking point pretty much. He scored, I think, 2/3 of their points or something in that range. It's insane. So either way, he's a great player. He's one of the greatest. Well, not the greatest. That's Michael Jordan.
So let's catch up with a few of your comments here. Esteban Garza is rooting for the Warriors. Cowboys Passion said, go Rockets, screw the Warriors.
There you go. Who said that? Cowboys Passion?
So, so Sports Network is still rooting Cavs Warrior Part 4. Let's do this. Cowboys Abroad said that he loved that block by LeBron. So I guess you're rooting for the Cavaliers then, Cowboys Abroad. And Cowboys Passion said the Warriors screwed the Spurs last year. Now the best athlete of all time is Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
And then Brian Bradford said Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Correct. And that's what matters.
So, guys, we are back to this game again, 56-53. Cleveland is up, and there's about 3 minutes, 50-something seconds left.
I'm going to go through some Cowboy news, though, guys. We're still rocking Cowboys. You know this is all about the Cowboys. We're watching this game, and we're going to give you a reaction. I'm about to stop a couple times. I'm going to try to run the news through here.
Cowboys Abroad said Jordan had 3 Hall of Famers on his team. You have to be kidding.
He created them. He didn't. No, hold on. Now, they were not very good. If you look at their stats back when he was just when Horace Grant just started and Scottie Pippen just started, you can see a huge difference between creating and building up a player from nothing, from very little. He had the talent, but he had the development right, and that's not just the coaching. That's Jordan. He's the GOAT. He's the guy who ran that team. I will say Phil Jackson guided them, but and was a great coach, a great leader in that way. But Jordan was a true on the court leader. He was the coach on the court, and he pushed these guys to levels that LeBron never will. Never. He hasn't shown it yet. Not to me. He hasn't shown it to anybody. For the most part, it's LeBron and the rest of the guys, or the big three, or guys that come to the team to try to, or he goes to teams like Miami or Cleveland and tries to overtake. Obviously he's the best guy on the court, but he, along with other big name guys, then they win championships that way. Or he has to do it all himself, and it's really not happened for him when he's doing it all himself. So we'll see. We'll see what happens this game, though. They're 1 quarter and 2 minutes. They're basically 14 minutes and 11 seconds away, and they're up right now.
Guys, it is currently 56-55 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds, 9 ticking down now left in the third quarter. So sorry, the time was wrong when I said it earlier.
It's 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was 2:53, not 3:53 when I said the time. So
I'm gonna go through some of
now it's under 2 minutes, guys.
3-pointer. Missed it.
No good.
Good box out by Boston there. Let me get to the. I wanted to make a mention. You see, ooh man, nice play there. Oh, got pushed. Well, you can switch it up if you need to. But I think we're good right now.
So, and guys, if you are watching us here, make sure to hit the like button. It's one of the best ways you guys can help us out here at My Cowboys Family, and sub it up if you are new. Hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss when we're live. We're here every day giving you guys the update on the Dallas Cowboys and, of course, other kind of sports content, like this in general. Of course, make sure to sub it up to the whole crew. Space Cowboys 17, Dallas Cowboy Football News, Dallas Cowboy Fan 1980, and Fifth Quarter Cowboys, DJ Crown J. So, and check out Art 87 Staying. Yes. It's got a great fashion website, guys. Buy Art Fashions. The link is in the description down below as well.
Yeah, I agree. No, so now, never won it, though. He's never won it in the finals with the no-namers.
Tied game, guys.
Let me fix it up, and we'll continue there. I think it stays without me hitting done. I think it still shows, so I think we're good to go there. All right. So I'm going to leave that up so we can switch that off. Easier. But it might take a moment for us to switch the scores, guys. LeBron's dribbling it and such here on our side. We're a little delayed probably than you guys. Remember, we can't show it because, of course, it's copyrighted. LeBron just threw it out from a double, three-pointer missed.
No good.
Good rebound by Boston to have the ball tied. Listen, guys, Des Bryant today, I'm just going to go in the order I have this. Des Bryant, actually, I think it was more like yesterday, but posted his best of his son. I think Desmond Bryant Jr., the second or whatever. So, someone was commenting in his under his picture and his caption there, and someone was commenting, said, Des, what team do you want to go to? And then it says, under Des Bryant's name, to this guy, answer, 49ers. Hence why you saw in the original thumbnail there. Not the and the one we posted on Twitter. Damn, three-pointer by LeBron. So, again, obviously, he kind of slipped a little bit there. So he wants to go to the Niners. The Niners haven't really heard much.
Many interests. And, again, they've signed enough other big names that, I don't think – do they really have any money left on their team? I mean –
the Niners?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do. They are one of the teams that do have the money to get him.
All right. Well, but again, it always comes down to does anyone still want him?
10 seconds, guys. LeBron
every day that goes by, it
missed.
means that whoever does get him gets him just a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
So,
2 seconds,
but it is what it
1 second,
is.
and
so, much luck for Dez, and it's just interesting that he happened to respond to a fan that way under that post. So, yeah, guys, our game is a little bit late. Like we said, it is going to be just a bit delayed today.
Yeah, thank you for that game changer. Now, as we said, Des Bryant posted he wants to, he wants to go to the Niners. We'll see what happens as far as Des, a true cowboy for life. Now, as far as Dak Prescott is concerned, Sportsline, which is a bet online AG, has said this, guys, that Dak Prescott has the 8th best odds to come home with the MVP award for best player in the NFL. So again, that's pretty good as far as rankings are concerned. When it comes to probabilities, possibilities, and percentages, he's 8th highest. So that's pretty nice to see. What people think about him is one thing, but what really happens is what we want to see out there. We want to see a back to Dak kind of situation, back to 2016 and half of 2017 type of Dak performances, which he's been fantastic. To those last 8 games. So Brian Broaddus, guys, mentioned that right now it's going to be Heath and Woods. Now, Brian Broaddus, of course, works there at the Star. Heath and Woods as the safeties. That's what his we kind of knew that. We knew that was the starting two safeties that came out there in the OTAs. Means little to nothing, honestly, guys. They're probably trying to see if these two guys are going to be able to handle it, how they work together. But I do think that even though Heath might be challenged by Kevon Frazier, we have to see if he's ready to go. When Chris Richard made his comments about a Cam Chancellor type guy, which is Kevon Frazier, he still said he's still developing into that. So maybe he'll be ready this season. Maybe he won't. Either way, we got Jeff Heath still there. I think he was leader in interceptions. He was in the right place, right time, and he has a nose for the ball, made some big plays, et cetera, et cetera. But I still need to see a lot more from Jeff Heath, guys. There's no way. He's proven little to me this past season. I need to see a lot more. Xavier Woods, I think he's going to be fantastic. He's going to be a sideline-to-sideline guy. Chris Richard already kind of mentioned that. That's great news to hear. That's great kind of a free safety, a coverage safety guy that can go sideline. That's exactly what we need there. A little short, but he's got the speed, got the hustle to him, got the aggressiveness. I love it. I love what we got there with Xavier Woods.
Cowboys Passion said, I changed my all-time best athlete to Michael Phelps.
I disagree. No, I can't agree with that. Speaking of OTAs, guys, this week in Dallas, it's going to be hot in Dallas, guys. We don't live there.
David Irving is definitely going to lose some of those 20, 30 pounds he's gained. So
on Wednesday, it's going to be 102 degrees. It's going to be 101 on Thursday. It's going to be 103 on Friday. I mean,
Saturday it's going to be a balmy 106.
I mean, I don't know when their continuous camp is going to continue. If it goes all those days, but Sunday's 106. It's just 106. It's going to be between 101 and 106 the entire next group of set of days here, guys. So it'll be interesting to see if these guys are going to bust their butts and lose some weight and get in shape and get ready for the upcoming pre-season, which would be these OTAs basically, or pre-training camp, I guess you'd say. Now we do have something to say about Damian Wilson, linebacker. Van Der Esch now being on the Cowboys, drafted by the Cowboys at overall number 19 in the first round, pushes Damian Wilson as a backup role. And again, here's the thing. I like Damian Wilson as a backup. I like him as a specialty player. I like him coming in, especially when you consider the Cowboys having really playing two linebackers most of the time. And I have here confirmation about that because it says here that Leighton is going to take over at the middle linebacker. Jalen Smith is going to move to Sam, which is a strong side, which is where Damian Wilson used to play. And, of course, Sean Lee will be staying at the will, which is the weak side. Leighton Van Der Esch will be the Mike, which is the middle linebacker. Just think of the first letter of each one of those. All right, I'll switch the score in a minute. Damian Wilson's going to be a good reserve. A guy who's going to be in there for some specialty situations, maybe when we know they're going to run the ball. You put him in there. But this is to get any real true playing time in games. It's gonna be hard for him to really get in there unless an injury occurs, which we don't want. But that's what we were saying throughout this past couple of weeks here at My Cowboys Family, that the two linebackers are going to be on the field most of the time is going to be Sean Lee and Jalen Smith. Barring any injury, those are the two starters. When you roll back to, by the way, go ahead. The Celtics are up now.
Yeah.
I got to switch that score.
Got to give a shout out to that guy holding up a Dominican flag in the middle of the Celtics game. Oh.
Interesting. Awesome. Boston took the lead, baby.
Yes.
All right. So far.
So Cowboys Abroad said Jordan Lewis is going to be a Pro Bowler.
If they put him in the starting lineup, I think it's very possible.
I think the Cowboys would be dumb if they didn't
soon.
put him in the starting line. No, they want It just again, if he proves himself in training camp the way that we know he's going to.
I'm talking about in the season. I think it's there's a lot of good cornerbacks out there.
I know there's a lot of good ones, but my point is that Jordan Lewis, I feel like we all know that Jordan Lewis has it. Like it would be a mistake to not play him and not put him out there and not give him every chance to show that he has it and that he knows what he's doing out there. And I'm not saying he's going to be out there 100% the whole time, whatever. Obviously, other guys are going to see play time, but he absolutely needs to be a starter, I think. Yeah. When I think about all the other cornerbacks we have,
when it comes
to me, he still feels like one of our number one guys just because he has just, again, like that natural instinct for it and this attitude, this
Well, right
I
now
don't
Jordan
know.
Lewis
I'm
is looking
very
at the
much a
fourth.
Jordan Lewis fan.
He's the fourth cornerback in OTAs, which really means something, but not much. I think they're just. It was more looking at Anthony Brown at the nickel spot. Is he going to be? Is he somebody they're going to
Let's
want?
see where he is too, because I mean his position on the team is pretty questionable too. The way he was
agree.
playing, and there's other guys out there who, who was that guy that we got last year? I think he was on our practice. Marquez White.
Well, he's on our practice squad. Yeah,
he's on our practice
but
squad,
he's a cornerback. Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but that's what
and
I'm
Duke
saying.
Thomas
I mean,
also was
Anthony
injured
Brown,
the whole year.
the way that he's been playing, I'm not saying he's going to come over and take over Anthony Brown's spot, but if he plays well enough early on, and Anthony Brown still consistently shows that he can't do it, I mean,
but Anthony Brown was in the right place, right time kind of guy. He just didn't make the picks. He blew some plays. Not that Jeff Heath didn't blow some plays, and some other guys in the defensive backfield didn't blow some. So, it's something where I think I don't know. In my opinion, I think that Jeff Heath has to prove something. Anthony Brown has to prove something at corner. You got Duke Thomas on his behind. You got Marquez White probably be out there on his behind, depending on how he develops with Chris Richard. I'm excited to see what these cornerbacks are going to do. You also cannot forget about Cam Kelly, who's going to be out there fighting in there. And also, you don't know how much of Kyle Kiro you're going to see in the defensive backfield / linebacker. These two guys were undrafted. Also, Shavarius Ward. These three guys are undrafted and have been causing issues there with in the OTAs with some of these guys. I've heard some good things about all these guys.
they got it again.
All right, guys, we're under 10 minutes in this game here. 64-64, all tied up in the series.
Man.
This is it, guys. This is big.
Talk about a nail biter.
3-pointer, air ball.
Good. Man, so let me see. Anthony Brown, hell no. Brown is not a better corner than Lewis.
Oh, no way.
So,
Who said that?
No. It's just the fact that they have him at number 3.
And that's what I'm saying. Right now it's for the OTAs, but I agree. It's not going to happen. It's not going to continue happening that way. It's a 3-pointer by Corver.
There's absolutely no way that he is.
Damn.
Shit.
He's a former Bull, so I know about him.
Oops. Oh, football's a team sport. Brady wouldn't be alive if it weren't for his line, Cowboys passion. I agree. Let me see. Cowboys Abroad agrees with me. There's no way, if no way, Lewis doesn't start. Let me see. Manuel Corona, what's up? How are you? And yes, game changer. It is very glad to have you back. Let me see. Cowboys Abroad said, I'm a Jordan fan, but LeBron is a Jordan of the modern era, and people need to stop the disrespect.
No, I mean, listen, no. I'll say this.
I'll said LeBron's not even past Shaq.
That's a whole different position.
Said LeBron's not even the modern Jordan. Have you heard of Kawhi Leonard? Kawhi Leonard, am I saying that right?
Yeah, he's great from the San Antonio Spurs. I'm just saying, you can't. No, LeBron is the best of this current group of players. He's the best. I'm not saying that. And listen, I'm gonna say it was Jordan. And he's still the best ever. But Jordan, and then the guy who took over, in the current NBA was Kobe, along with Shaq and Kobe and those guys. There's a whole lot of guys, but nobody took over the way Jordan took over. The way Jordan built teams. He didn't just go to ready-made teams or teams that he had to do everything and then never win with that kind of situation. That's, he'll never be Jordan. Never. I lost all the respect when he went to teams like Miami to win.
He's trying to be
with
LeBron James.
with other all-pro teams. That's not Jordan like. Jordan, he almost did it 7 years I think in Cleveland and he couldn't do it. He got pissed and went to Miami and won it there. And I lost something about that. He'll be great forever. And he's again one of the greatest players ever for sure. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. But Kobe, in my opinion, he got five championships. He's got to get there first. But even then, he'll never get to Jordan. Never get to Jordan. Nothing he can do to get to Jordan. He can win 10. I don't think I'll ever put him on Jordan because he'll go to the team next year that's stacked, because he couldn't do it with a bunch of guys that were specialty guys.
Yeah.
They weren't superstars.
Incognito, Dez did delete that answer not long after he posted it because of the crap storm that it caused as soon as people noticed that he wrote it. So I just don't think.
Why would he
for
mess
some?
up like
I think honestly, again, much like everything else when it comes to the media, Dez just wouldn't tweet that out to a random comment. If he did that,
stepped out.
Oh, man, so sorry. If he did that, that's because he wanted to draw attention to that. So that's his way of saying 49ers. Hello, I'm here.
Maybe desperation?
I
don't know. I hope not. But
it's just, again, we know Dez uses the media. I'm just saying that he knew what he was responding. And he knew that he has eyes and people looking at him that are going to take that and run with it. That's all.
All right. All right, so
Plus,
guys,
you be the first one saying, "Hey, by the way, guys, I commented on Instagram on Dez's video of his son, and he responded he's going to the 49ers."
So back to what I was saying about Damian Wilson. Basically, guys, the way you look at it, he's basically our fourth linebacker. If you look at it, our fourth meaning he's the second backup because you're gonna have mainly Jalen Smith and Sean Lee starting. You're gonna have Leighton Vander Esch when they go to three linebackers, and if someone gets hurt and they go to two, it's gonna be, let's say Sean Lee, something happens to Sean Lee, Leighton Vander Esch will be there with Jalen Smith when they go to two linebackers. Jalen's gonna play the middle. Probably, and then he'll play the weak. He could play all three. So Jalen can play the strong. That's where he's going to play when they have their base 4-3 and if Sean Lee's healthy. If they have a base 4-3 and Sean Lee is out, or Jalen Smith is out, you're going to have Damian Wilson playing that spot, and you'll have Vander Esch playing the other. So when they go two linebackers, it'll be Vander Esch and Damian Wilson or something like that. Or if it gets to that point, that's how far down it would have to go. So I have to take two injuries before we see Damian Wilson getting enough playing time, enough when I say, valuable playing time. So he'll have to make do with whatever snaps he gets, which will be specialty situations right now. And if anyone gets hurt, he still will be limited to strong side, maybe 10% of the snaps out there on defense. So again, Damian Wilson's worth, we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, he's on the team this year, and we'll see what happens next year. He's a free agent. So I think he's a free agent next year. So we'll see. 69-66 Cleveland with 7 minutes and 43 seconds. Kyle Korver trying to knock another three in. Missed it, yes. Good. Listen, guys, with the Bulls, this guy did fantastic. He did great with Atlanta as well, Korver. I'm just saying, when people say they're scrubs, these are not really scrubs, but they just haven't had great games. And again, LeBron, when LeBron takes over the game and starts doing everything, you know what happens? The other guys get cold. It's just a known thing. I know that's what happened with Jordan. That was his big issue. When he didn't get the other guys involved, he would always, they would always either it would be a closer game and it would pull it out at the end because of Jordan, or it would be they would lose. It just wouldn't be comfortable wins. When Jordan had the team involved, and that became evident when they started winning championships, that's when he became an elite. And then when they kept winning, that's when he became the GOAT in all sports, in all athletic activities. And I know there's other great ones out there, but Muhammad Ali, David Phelps, a bunch of Jordan is the one. You can't really say which is the best. That's just my personal guy. That's Michael Jordan, all sports and football and everything. It's Michael Jordan. So who's yours, baby?
Like my favorite
of all sports, all athletics, everything together, and what's up, everybody? I'm Miguel Angel Assad, Incognito. What's up? Cowboys abroad. Woo, Cowboys passion.
I can't really. I guess Dan Bailey. I don't know what to tell you because it sounds.
Mic drop.
No, it just.
Because you never really been into sports until now.
No, it just exactly like Dan Bailey was the reason that I started caring about the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
So like
was it even me?
No, you obviously you introduced me to them and stuff, but Dan Bailey was the one who got me hooked. So, sorry, but no, I guess. I don't know. And even then, it's hard for me to even say that. Oh man.
Damn, LeBron is that's why he's the greatest right now.
I know.
Right now is the greatest, but the greatest of all time. It is.
Celtics are using a timeout. Yeah. So, guys, the score is right now 71-67. About halfway through the fourth quarter. This game is close.
Let me get some info out there for you guys. Coney Ealy, real quick. I know I touched on him yesterday about the deflections. He's ranked right now second in deflections. Since in last year he was second in deflections in all defensive players. Listen to this. So he was, of course, Cameron Jordan from the Saints had 10 batted passes. Coney Ealy had 9. Carlos Dunlap from Cincinnati had 7. Danico Autry from the Raiders had 6, and Emmanuel Ogba from Cleveland had 6. So those are our top 5, right? But listen to this. Cameron Jordan, he got those 10 with 987 snaps. So he played almost 1,000 snaps, while our man Coney Ealy with the Jets now, mind you, played 451 snaps. That's more than, that's basically half the snaps. In half the snaps, he was one behind him for the league leader in batted down, deflected passes. Coney Ealy, with enough time out there, can really be a difference maker. Another guy added to our defensive end / the possible defensive line rotation there. So go back to Carlos Dunlap, all right? He had only 7 batted passes. That's 2 less than Coney Ely, and he played in 876 snaps. Ely, 451. I'm going to keep saying his. Nico Autry from Oakland had 594 snaps and 6 knockdowns, while Emmanuel Ogba from Cleveland had six batted passes and had 462 snaps. So he had 10 more than Coney Ely. Still had 3 less than him when it comes to the deflections and batted down passes. Coney Ely has a nose for the ball when it comes to this end of things. And I just wanted to say that, he played very productively if you look at the snaps with a team that's subpar like the Jets last year in this area. Now, imagine putting him next to David Irving, who's in shape, ready to roll David Irving type guy. You know what I mean? Again, it's the snaps, it's not just the batted down passes and how many snaps you've done it in, which I think is the big key there. I mean, you got to remember Cameron Jordan counts for the Saints $14 million this year against the salary cap. They're paying $14 million to a guy who knocked the ball down and doubled the snaps one more time than Coney Ely. And I know he does more than that. We'll see what else Coney Ely can bring to the table. But this is a good thing to bring to the table to start off with, for sure. Ely counts $1.2 million, while the number one guy who's one in front of him and double the snaps, Cameron Jordan, counts $14 million against the cap for the Saints. So deflecting passes is just one reason why he's on this team. The added pressure, the mix in there with other guys like Tank, like David Irving, like maybe Crawford, like maybe Randall Gregory, a whole bunch of guys out there we can throw in there and mix it up with them. Maybe Malik Collins, Jahad Ward, the Tone Jones. Keep going. Keep down on the list. There's a lot of guys. And I didn't forget about Taco. Okay, so you got all these guys in there, and you can throw in a Coney Ely, who already is doing much stuff on a Jets defensive front. I think that and he'll be a rotational guy anyway, so I think he's gonna make good on a lot of the snaps he gets for the Cowboys. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, guys. David Irving also been going up in deflections every year. I think he went from like 3-6, and now this past year he had 7 deflections. So you have these two guys with their hands in the quarterback's face. Of course, Tank sacking. Also Irving sacking. Man, it's gonna be that front four are gonna be fearsome when it comes to going after the quarterbacks and forcing them to throw earlier than they want with an attacking Chris Richard-led defensive backfield.
Yay, finally.
They scored.
Score is 71-69. Celtics. Oh, sorry, Cleveland. Boo.
Yeah, well, at least they scored.
But, yes, Celtics just scored.
Now.
So, here, I want to catch up with a few comments here. Andrew DeCall, what's up? What's good? Happy Sunday. Don't like either team. So, go Lakers and go Bulls. Lakers for Kobe and Bulls for Jordan. Let me see. Skills-wise, Cowboy Passion puts Kyrie. Kyrie, yeah.
Not Kyrie.
Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Oh, three-pointer, yes.
72-71 Celtics. You see, I said it. But no,
it's not over yet so far.
Woo. Let me see. So, yeah, guys, there's under 6 minutes in the fourth quarter now.
Don't get pressure on.
LeBron is carrying this team right now. No, he was carrying them. I mean, the whole first quarter we were watching.
He hit a 3. Wow.
I can't see who it was, but
it wasn't LeBron.
No.
Wow.
But the whole first quarter,
right here.
LeBron had scored like 16 points, and Tristan Thompson covered or scored 4 or something. It was like LeBron was the only one who had scored, and then like Tristan Thompson had just
three-pointer
scored.
By the Celtics.
No good. So let me see. Asad Lalani, we are rooting for the Celtics in this game because neither one of us likes Cleveland.
Oh, we don't it's not anything against Cleveland. I have it against. I would have no problem if LeBron wasn't there. Oh, nice pass by LeBron.
And I don't really care about LeBron.
Woo. That was a nice play by the Cavs.
Formerly lived in a small city near Boston for a few years. So for me, the basketball team, the first one I ever knew was the Celtics. So
offensive.
There you go.
I thought they were going to call offensive foul. Celtics cannot afford a turnover here.
I don't think they. Okay, so far so good.
Let's put the volume.
No, go ahead. And.
Almost. Okay, you can mute it. I'm gonna try to go through some news, guys, and I'm really gonna start getting. I want to get through the news so we can get into this because I want to talk about Dorrance Armstrong real quick, number 74 from Dallas Cowboys. You saw him in our introduction.
Guys, before we keep on going here real quick, make sure to hit the like button. One of the best ways you can help us out. Sub it up if you're new. We're always here every day bringing you guys updates.
Every day, guys. Daily chats, daily live streams.
So you don't miss when we're live.
Notifications
Follow
on
us
Twitter.
on Twitter, My Cowboys Family.
Yes, and thank you to Cowboys Abroad, who's racking it up there.
Racking it out.
Yes. And the leader this week on our weekly donation, which is ending tonight. That's right. It's our last one. Right now, it's only Art and Manuel Corona right now, and it's just what, $10 I think is his lead right now. That's it. So anybody can pull this out and then be the donation weekly winner at the bottom. You can put your business, your website, whatever you want down there. We're gonna have it in the chat. I mean, and even have come on if you guys want, whatever. We're gonna do that anyways. So, but just a lot of perks when you're one of the champs, one of the weekly champs. So let's see, guys. We got right now. It's 4 minutes and 4:20.
Shoot your shot.
4 minutes and 20 seconds left, and it's the Boston Celtics ball. 3-point game. Let me fix that.
Oh, man,
76-73. Man, they missed that free throw, though.
And Judicall said, I love Dorrance Armstrong, but I'm going to need him to change that number or ball out preseason.
He will change it, guys. With Bob Lilly's number will not probably be – it's very rarely used. It's only because they have to put them on somebody. Damn, no foul? Come on.
Nope.
3-point game. It's Cleveland's ball right now. 3 minutes, under 4 minutes.
Incognito said Dez will end up going
That's
somewhere.
a hook. He hooked him. Oh, come on, man. LeBron James hooked him like 3 times. They didn't call it. Yeah, we're going to talk about Dorrance Armstrong here, the next stoppage of play here. Okay, good. Guys, I'm going to talk about Dorrance Armstrong, number 74, and I think he can do something for it. We were just talking about Coney Ely, defensive end. So is he. So is Dorrance Armstrong, guys. We're much stronger defensive end now, as we just spoke about. Randall Gregory might be coming back. You got Taco. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. We drafted this guy here in the 4th round, all right? He's from, I think, Kansas University, KU. Coney Ely, we got thrown in there. We all forget about Charles Tapper coming back. So we got a lot of guys on this rotational Dallas Cowboys defensive end squad. When you think about the way the Cowboys are going to work with Dorrance Armstrong in the mix here, this guy is going to be a guy that's going to fill in that pass rusher role. We've been looking for this for a while on the other side of Tank. We're looking at it from Tank, but we haven't seen it until more recent now. He's been having suspensions. He's had injuries, and it's kept them out. It's been back injuries; those linger. So that's why we need to see. That's why the Cowboys had. I'm glad they franchise tagged him. It's unfortunate it's that much money used, and we're having problems right now signing Zach Martin. But we'll get Zach Martin signed. He'll get the money he deserves. I know it. And on top of that, you have Tank on that one side. If he does his job this year again, he's breaking the bank. We got it. And on the other side, guys, we got to find our guy. Tyrone Crawford is not that guy. He's a Jeff Heath guy. A guy I got to see more from him. He shows some pressure, some this and that. I need to see consistency and sacks and production, ending plays, not just being in the plays. So I need more from him, in my opinion. If I was, and I know the Cowboys staff, $6.5 million we would save if we cut him after June 1st. So, what's that, not even a couple days away.
Yeah.
So, we're going to see a lot of money opening up around the league, a lot of players being cut, and a lot of guys maybe the Cowboys are waiting for in free agency, since we're going to have probably about $15 million open after we sign Zach Martin. And on June 1st, we get Orlando Scandrick's $3 million added onto our list on our open on our salary cap. So we see what's happening there. We'll see what happens. But I think Dorrance Armstrong has a chance to really fill in that pass rushing role. We don't know what Randall Gregory's going to bring to this yet. When he comes back from this, how rusty or not he will be or will not. I think he'll be the guy. I think he's going to be the guy. But Coney Ely, we just discussed, with his snap ratio to knock down passes, he's in the quarterback's face. He's smart. He has a nose for the ball. I like those things. And with Marinelli, this is the key. Rod Marinelli's defense is a rotational type of defense. So guess what? You're going to see all these guys playing, throughout the game at different points of the game to keep everybody fresh, keep everybody that motor running in that front defensive line, put that pressure on that quarterback. And if you put pressure on that quarterback, guess what happens? The defensive backfield, our cornerbacks, our safeties, they can play press, they can play man, they can play up on these guys and bump them, give them trouble. You got pressure on the quarterback, it's going to cause turnovers. I love it. I love what this team is doing right now on defense with Chris Richard and this whole entire defensive front, linebackers, and these young cornerbacks and safeties.
No, I agree, and I think that we have a decent amount of depth, overall on our defense too.
Yeah.
So, but guys, before we keep going, make sure to hit the like button. One of the best ways you can help us out. So go Do that right now. Sub it up if you're new, and of course, hit that notification bell so you don't miss when we're live. Follow us on Twitter as well at My Cowboys Family.
Yes.
So Femex said, "Let's go Celtics." Yes, guys.
We're back in
the game
this, guys.
is just about to start up again here. Incognito, golf. Cowboys Passion said, "LeBron is a damn diva." Andrew DeCall said, "Oh yeah, so no, you said that about the jersey already."
Well, I wanted to say something. Okay, it's another commercial. I wanted to say something here. This is an important one, guys. The blueprint for the Cowboys on offense with their wide receiver situation, with no ex-receiver right now, has been done already, guys. The blueprint is there. It was done already. You know when? 2016. Because think about it. Des Bryant was hurt, and guess what? Dak Prescott did not go to him that much. Listen to these numbers, guys. Cole Beasley had 800. He was the number one receiver for the Cowboys, Cole Beasley. He had 833 yards and 5 touchdowns. Des Bryant, 796 yards and 8 touchdowns. Jason Witten, 673 yards and 3 touchdowns. Terrence Williams, 594 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Ezekiel Elliott, 363 yards and 1 touchdown. The reason these are key numbers is because none of them reached 1,000 yards or even 900 yards. It was spread around. It was spread around, guys. And, again, 4 of them were over 500. 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 guys. 4 of them were over 500 yards, but none of them reached 900 yards. This can be done, Cowboy fans.
Exactly, but what was the difference, too, in 2016, though? We ran Zeke like crazy people.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is that we ran the ball, but even when they had 8 in the box, we still did a great job running the ball. That's the key. So if we can keep that going, guys, and we have a whole mix of guys, Alan Hearns, Michael Gallup. Of course, we got Beasley back. I don't know about T. Will, how long he's going to be on the team. What happens with his contract if he's suspended? No foul.
Thank goodness.
But either way, guys, we got a lot of guys in there. Hearns, Gallup, Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown, Lance Lenore, Deontay Thompson, Tavon Austin, throw him in the mix there, guys, along with Beasley, Hearns, and Gallup, and maybe T. Will, hopefully not. I want the room for the other guys to be in there playing. As long as that line gives Dak time, I think we're good to go. I think the Cowboys are ready to roll, guys. I'm not talking about the defensive line. I'm talking about the offensive line. I'm talking about the whole team here. We're ready. We're ready to make a nice little run here, I think, guys. Woo! Come on. I hit the backboard. No, it's a foul in Boston. So,
Not good.
Will we succeed from this blueprint? I think
Cowboys Abroad says that Alan Hearns is our ex-receiver.
Yeah, right now, but he's not going to – he's like our ex-receiver like the way Beasley was our ex-receiver in 2016. It's going to be spread around. He's not really our ex-receiver, our number one by far, 1,000-yard, 1,200-yard guy.
I think he will end up being, the number one guy, the top receiver. No, I think he'll be our number one receiver in the sense that he's going to get the most. But I think the numbers are going to look similar like how Dez and Beasley's did in 2016. Beasley's going to have maybe 100 yards less than Hearns, but it's not going to be a big difference between them. But I think Hearns might be the guy to edge him out a little more.
LeBron just turned around, just forced the foul.
Hearns gives you a few more options.
No, I agree. Hearns can do, and it's a great route. These guys are great route runners. As long as he stays healthy, that's a key as well. So, again, guys, the key is this: they have done it with this.
No, Corona, I like that. Dak's gonna spread the ball around like a PB&J sandwich, baby.
Well, here's the other promising thing, guys. This was done not with a different offensive coordinator. This was done with the same crappy Scott Linehan coordinator. So it can be done with this coordinator, with this quarterback, with a better offensive line, and receivers that are going to be hard to figure out who to cover because you don't have Des Bryant out there.
Yes.
So we'll see if there's good and bad in that, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting season, but I think teams got to figure us out first, and this could be the time to make that jump and attack. I don't know.
So, guys, just a quick update here. LeBron is shooting, and it's good. Both. So it's 78-73.
5-point game, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And honestly, guys, that's all the news on the Cowboys. I have Julio Jones' absence from OTAs. He said, I'm working on myself. No bad blood with the Falcons. He already confirmed he's going to be back for the OTAs. And then, we have some anthem discussion stuff. But right now we're watching this game and going to relax on it. And, we don't have to really talk about that right now on this stream.
There we go. Cooper, thank you for subbing it up, man. Thanks for joining us here in My Cowboys Family.
Cooper in the house, man. Much love to you, bro. Thank you for joining My Cowboys Family. Again, we do this daily stuff, man. So make sure you hit that notification bell and put it on to all notifications. And yes, they got a point there. Yeah, we're going from that. We put the volume back on in the last 2 minutes.
Said any thoughts on Ward at defensive tackle?
Jihad Ward, I'm still waiting to see what's going on with him. I don't know much about him. Cowboys like him. I like personally. I like the Tone Jones. He's just a little too small in the sense that he might be able to get blocked out of plays. But as a one technique, we'll see.
You can't miss
yes,
that.
he got the rebound.
Okay.
Get the 3. Damn it! Got it. Another
Still got the
rebound.
rebound?
Another rebound.
They gotta
225.
get
The
the
3.
here. Make it.
Damn! 3 misses in a row. 2 misses in a row. Incredible.
You can't have that.
And they've missed every 3-pointer in this half, in this quarter, I think. Jeez, that's big right there. That's such a big. They had 3 chances to really.
What a low-scoring game on both sides.
Here we go. Guys, we're going to 2 minutes here. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. LeBron has at the top of the key. It looks like a slight mismatch here. Really? No shot. He said it was a foul, but no shot. Oh, man, come on. What was even the foul?
Cowboys abroad said Hearns was a 1,000-yard receiver with Bortles as a quarterback.
Correct, but that was before the injuries. That's what we got to see. That's what we got to wait and see with him. And we'll see if he, again, we're looking at this not in the necessarily the best case scenario. We're looking at this the most either like midway and I try to do it like the median, like the mean, like I don't know if that's the same thing, but the average. I want that middle zone. And I think that's what I'm. Yes, he missed. Good job, baby.
It worked.
I want to see the middle zone, and I want to see like the middle ground. I want to see, I'm gonna just say my expectations are gonna be not that he's gonna be back to that 1,000-yard kind of guy, and I'm not saying he's gonna be that injured guy either. So I think it's gonna be more of a in between. Like he might be an 800-yard guy. I love that. With the rest of our receivers, it works out.
Speaking again, Bortles, off the top of my head, I can't think of too many of his other receivers. So a lot
of them left right now. Oh no, he got stripped. Under 2 minutes. Minute 50, minute 45. LeBron's about to go to the finals again. Damn. Yep. Well, if they make their shot. Missed it. Got to rebound it. Good. They got to make a 3 or something. Not a 3, but you got time. But they got to be smart about their shots. He's going to go 3.
Forget the 3.
Man,
just go for 2. Forget it.
Just shooting it. Stupid. Someone's wide open.
Manuel said health is the key this season.
Wow, that's it.
That's it.
Man, it's I think a big last minute of this game, guys. A minute 15 left. Not over, but it's close. You definitely are happy if you're a Cleveland fan, which we're not, right? We're not Cleveland fans right now. I mean, not today.
Let me see. Andrew DeCall said, Boston, you snooze, you lose. Go Lakers. Incognito said, Tavon Austin said that Dak throws a good ball with touch. Manuel Corona said, health is the key.
When given time.
That's right.
Dak has time.
When Dak has time to throw the ball, we're all right. So now Cowboys abroad said Hearns will emerge as the number 1. If not, Beasley will be the lead in a spread. So and like I said, whether it's Beasley or Hearns, I still think whoever that number 2 guy is, it's not going to be by a big margin. It's going to be a close race for number 1, I think. So let me see. Incognito said maybe ops will stop double and triple teaming Bees this season. So, and you know what?
See this right here?
I think that at first,
Michael Jordan, baby.
I think that at first we might still see Beasley, or again, whoever they think is going to be our number 1. So again, Hearns and Beasley will probably be, kind of back and forth double team, triple team, just until they figure out. I don't think anyone's going to be triple team just yet until they can really figure out, okay, who's your guy? Who's going to be that guy? So
let's see
there's still too many question marks. We'll see. Cowboys fans said Dorrance Armstrong will end up being a steal in the 4th. Go Bulls.
Come on. No, man, come on. Got hit this. There's a 3.
Make it.
They have missed every 3-pointer. They don't
That's
deserve
it.
to win.
Yeah. I mean, if it comes down to it, another foul.
And 1. Game's over.
There's the game, guys. Shalaha said Hearns was the number 3 receiver last year. And then No Dak Ninja said LeBron just iced it again. Andrew DeCall said, oh, yes, I love Jordan. Much respect to the real GOAT, his airness, Michael Jordan.
Forever, guys. The best ever.
Yeah.
The best athlete ever.
Does he still make money on Jordans?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, that's all his brand
yeah.
still?
No,
I just don't know if he ever sold the company off.
Well, it's
how
Nike.
It works,
it's through Nike. Man, it's a goaltend as well, so that's it, man. Just stupid, man. And they haven't made a three-pointer yet. It's crazy. LeBron is a 23 of this era, but he's never going to be as good as number 23, the real number 23, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, guys. So right now the score is currently 83-74, with Cleveland winning. 1 minute and 4 seconds left.
They're up. They haven't won it.
Yeah,
It's close. It's close to being done here.
Boston strong but gone. Oh, Manuel Corona said, too much unpredictability in the wide receiver core. I'm loving it. Scott Linehan just needs to call the right plays. But, Manuel, that's the point. Can we count on Linehan to call those right plays? You know, I have my doubts. You know, we tend to do better when the Cowboys are more conservative, when Linehan, you know, takes some of the guesswork out. So... You know, Shallow Hal said Boston started shooting threes too soon.
Yep.
So
they got the ball back.
I forget if they started shooting too soon or too early. The problem is that they missed every single one that they shot.
Sorry,
so,
LeBron. Still
guys, the score is 84-74 with Cleveland up. 40 seconds left. So, Ryan, thank you for joining us, guys. If you are here for the first time, make sure to hit the like button on the stream. It's one of the best ways you guys can help out the channel here at My Cowboys Family. And, of course, sub it up if you're new and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when we're live. We're here every day bringing you guys updates on the Dallas Cowboys.
So hit that like, guys. Hit the subscribe.
Braun the GOAT.
Do your thing, man. Well, he is the GOAT of this era, for sure. Kobe is the era before him. And MJ, number 23, the real number 23, is not only the best of his era, but the best of all eras of all sports. Michael Jordan, guys. I just want to make sure I represent Michael Jordan. Even on LeBron's day, yes, we know LeBron is great. He is the greatest in this era, but he's not MJ. Just don't get that confused. I want to make sure, because a lot of people out there don't realize it. They think that some people have grown up with only LeBron, and they only think they say, oh, he's the best ever. Guys, we've seen this before. We've seen we've seen better than this before, you know? So, you know, I mean, it's impressive when you see it happen. It's something you want to watch. It's legendary. So, man, congrats to the Cleveland Cavs here. It looks like they're going to win it. I mean, it's crazy. It's a 12-point game right now. Let me fix the score. You see the guys, if you ask what the score is, it's right there next to our heads. So.
Well, they finally managed to score something. Way to go, Boston.
Still 10, though, and they got a foul. Hope it's 30 seconds left, guys.
No way. It's just not going to happen. Cowboys fans said Richard is our best offseason acquisition.
Yeah, we've been saying that all time. You know what I'm saying? How long have we been saying that here on My Cowboys Family?
Quite a while.
Love this pick.
Again, what he's hopefully going to be able to do, you know, for our whole defense, you know, once he takes over next year, as we are hoping as defensive coordinator. I mean, he's really going to be able to lead this team in a new direction, in a way that it needs to go, in a way that I feel like Jerry Jones, you know, was never able to take this team. And you know, as soon as he starts stepping back, as soon as Stephen Jones starts taking over more, we're seeing these kinds of positive changes. Not all good. You know, you never agree with everything, but for the most part.
Here it comes, a three. Missed that one.
Yeah,
wow.
So for the most part, you know, I'm really happy with the changes.
Yeah,
there
three-pointer.
it is.
There you go.
Oh.
They got a shot? No, probably not.
No. So, but, you know.
Foul right away. They're not fouling. Wow.
Cowboys Abroad said Linehan called the plays in 2016, 13-3, in 2014, 12-4. We have to execute the plays he calls, and we'll be fine.
So, congrats to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're representing the freaking Eastern Conference. Congrats to LeBron. But I still have to say it, LeBron. The real 23. It's in Chicago, guys. Michael Jordan. He's the best ever, Michael Jordan is. So, LeBron, you're the best for this generation. But Jordan is the best ever. Even if you win the championship, which you won't. Because Golden State or Houston, that's the team we're rooting for here at My Cowboys Family.
So, and then Cowboys Abroad, as far as executing those plays, I agree with you 99.9% of the time. Because that 0.01% of the time is when we do something dumb, like we're 5 yards away, 4 yards away from the goal line, and we don't run the ball to Zeke.
That's coaching.
And then we miss a field goal.
Yes, after being cute.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So as much as I want to say absolutely execute the plays, you know, when you consistently call dumb plays that go against all logic, most logic. Anyway, I don't want to touch on that too much because then I start dwelling on, you know, mistakes when we have to look to the future.
Really, what we're going to basically do is just take take questions for a little bit here as we see the end of this game here. The end of this. They're congratulating him.
Well, Cowboys Passion wants to know: do we still run the same passing route schemes? I think we'll be running a lot of the same ones. I do see some change. Let's be real. I see them running a lot of the same ones, but I do see them changing it up.
Well, I think you have to assume it's going to change some because you have Sanjay Lal, new receivers coach. The Dooley's gone, so I believe you're going to see some differences. I think you're going to see there's already some change in the way that they practice. During OTAs and during the rookie camp, you can see that Sanjay Lal is trying different things out, foundationally speaking, with all the receivers, especially when you think about most of these guys are young. It's very important that they get the foundational aspect of things right. So let's see how he does. It's going to be different. So we'll see. I don't think it'll be the routes that change. I think it's going to be, when we talk about what was the question originally that you guys had mentioned about?
Do we still run the same passing routes?
Oh, yeah, I think it'll be different. I think there'll be some similarities and some differences. I think the similarities will be the slants, the crossing routes underneath. Those are going to be the big ones. I think they're going to be hopefully. The key is this: creativity with your routes. In my opinion, the creativity with the routes and Dak's footwork is bigger than his strength. I think we discussed that in the roundtable yesterday. But the footwork and him working on that is more important than him working on getting slimmer and all that stuff, leaner. And he did that last year. And then, it helped, but running the ball, but didn't really help with the passing game as much. So we'll see because he got bulkier, if that hurt or not. Now he's a little – we'll see what happens. I think the footwork is number one, and I agree with the roundtable from last night on that. So
no, I agree as well. So let me see. Shallow Hal said, LeBron's been to 7 straight finals now, 8. Yeah, so Ryan Christensen said, Ryan Christensen, said LeBron carried the team. So, well, either way, he made it. Let me see. Cowboys Abroad said, I'll take 99% MCF fiance. I'd be lying if I said I was 100% happy with play calling. So, and again, overall, it's not that I always hate our play calling. Obviously it is relatively successful because we're still scoring. We're still a team that puts up over 30 points. We're still making things happen. But, there's definitely times, and you guys hear us say it, we're yelling at our TV screen trying to figure out, what the heck are you thinking? And those moments where we make mistakes, even though I know logically that we can't be perfect all the time and that we are going to make mistakes, I feel like some of the mistakes we make have just no excuse. You know what I mean? Because it feels like the answer is so clear. Like, again, that goal line play, it's like you had 3 chances here to give Zeke the ball. 4 if you really wanted to say, we are counting on you, man. We don't need to count on Dan Bailey, who, again, missed that easy field goal because he was hurt and they brought him back too early. So it's just frustrating, and I think that just adds to my frustration when it comes to those things, because I feel like when we make those bad mistakes and those bad plays, a lot of it comes out to not so much bad execution by the players, but just bad timing of calling those plays and just overall bad decision making when it comes. But again, mistakes will always be made.
Listen, I have a question here for Cowboys Abroad. Cowboys, you want to jump on the stream right now? If you do, let me know. And use the Skype. Use the Skype if you want to jump on. If you're interested. If you don't have time, you don't have the right spot to do it, it's all good too. We'll find time to do it, man. But we've been wanting to talk to you more about these things. And what happened here? Is it not working?
No, it's working fine.
Okay. Let's make sure you guys are working. It's working through. It's showing me nothing on this side. Wow, it's crazy. Good. Interesting. It's just saying that the stream is not up, but it looks like it's okay.
We're still going.
All right. So all good. It's showing through. So, guys.
Yeah, Cowboys Passion said Zeke is going to go for 2,000 yards if our line peaks. You know what? We got into a discussion about this. Was it in one of our roundtables, I think? I think it was during one of our roundtables about 2-3 weeks ago. And, most of the roundtable said they did not want Zeke to go over 2,000 yards. And I think I was one of I think Fiance and I were the only ones who said that we not only wanted him to go over 2,000, we'd be upset if he didn't break 2,000. We expect him to hit 2,000 yards. And they're like, no, you're going to overdo it. You can't. It just, I don't know, guys. So Cowboys Abroad said I'm free. So, yeah, go ahead. Shoot us up on Skype.
I'm trying to get a hook up right now, man.
The stream went off and then came back up a few minutes ago. So hopefully we're good here. I didn't see it go off on our side, but at least we're good.
Yeah, I see it here. Okay.
Incognito said maybe Heath needs to be practicing up his field goal kicking too, just for depth. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Jeff Heath doesn't take a few, kicks at it, when he gets a chance. So, let me see. Legend said should have gave the ball to Tatum every play.
Tatum.
Who's Tatum?
Oh, in basketball.
Oh.
In the game.
I guess. Oh yeah, he said Rozier and Jaylen Brown are so terrible. There you go. Sorry, I missed your earlier comment, Legends. Thanks for joining us here.
Legends.
Okay, so yeah, just for a few seconds it went off. So, and guys, again, if you are watching, make sure to hit the like button. One of the best ways you can help us out. Sub it up if you're new and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when we're live.
Yes. She knows the deal.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know the deal.
Let's see. So, and then again, we have a few other Cowboy things to talk about real quick. Give me just a second, guys. Okay. I will be right back. Katrine, thanks for joining us. You can see the score right up there, but Cleveland Cavaliers were the winners, 87-79.
Yep. For better or for worse. So, we're just going to talk a little bit more Cowboy. We're running up on the 1 hour mark here, which again we thought we would go a little longer because this game would be maybe either going longer into the night. That'd be over a couple minutes ago, I guess, from now. So, but we're going to just kind of check out some questions, guys. Talk a little more Cowboy news here before we go offline for the weekend. Streams here, as you see, Art 87 Stang in first place. Manuel Corona in second place. That's it. Not a light week, but that's all good. Still got Yumi, Miss Cowboys abroad. Now at 74 points left on the hit bar there, on the stream boss. So yeah, now you've got Bob Lilly's number, but right now that's Dorrance Armstrong's number. So we got Dorrance Armstrong, one from Cameron Fleming, first year guy on this team, fourth year guy and fifth year guy now going into his fifth year from the Patriots. It's Dorrance Armstrong, which is our 4th round pick. So number 74. So let's see here. Cowboys abroad is funny. You want to jump on if you want, man. Jump on. Let's see. I'm on right now, so if you want, try to give me a. I'll do the. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Give me one moment. I'm trying to get Cowboys abroad on. We're gonna get this working here. Just give me one moment. And if it's working, it might actually be a go, guys. I'll try to leave that scoreboard up. It might take a minute to get this up here. No, it turns out the Cowboys abroad. Can I say hi? Yeah, hold on. Let me hang up here. Come on. Look, hey, we got a special guest, guys. Over here.
Hello.
It's little Jay in the house.
I'm so close to graduate. 2 more days till the last day of school, and then I'm in middle school. I'm so excited.
She's taking special courses, guys.
Over the summer.
Yeah. So she's taking skipping 6th grade math, basically.
I'm not skipping 6th grade. I still have to go to 6th grade, but I'm gonna be doing 7th grade math in 6th grade.
Yeah. So, we're proud here at the My Cowboys family.
And this Wednesday, we're gonna have a party. There's no school on Monday, and then Tuesday we're just gonna play on computers and watch a movie and stuff like that. So.
Hey guys, that's our last day of 5th grade. That's what is it, from kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Same school, guys. She's finally moving on after the 2 more days. She's a middle schooler, and then
2 more school days, 3 more real days,
and then on to middle school, to the where the bigger kids are. She's pretty knowledgeable and smart. She's gonna be good at it. Guys, she got all A's from kindergarten all the way through 5th grade.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much. I mean, that's incredible. Very few kids have done that. So of course, we're very proud of her here.
I'm excited.
So congratulations, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
She's gonna go back to her games and plays with little G as well. So congratulations, baby.
Bye-bye.
What do you always say?
Hey, I am little J, not little gal. Oh, wait, that means girl. Never mind.
Alrighty. What do we say?
Bye-bye and go Cowboys.
Yeah. Now we got a special guest here, guys. Give me a second. Let me see. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey guys, all right. Let me see if I can get you on here the proper way here. Give me a moment if I can set up here. Let's see. There we go. We got you, man. We got you. You in the house? All right, man. So Cowboys abroad, man. Welcome to my Cowboys family once again. Yes, man. We just loving the fact that you're on here, man. And just speak your mind. I had a couple comments there earlier about Garrett, about our offense, our defense, whatever. Give me your thoughts, man. I know you are a very knowledgeable guy. This guy knows his Cowboys football. This guy knows what he's talking about. So, Mr. Cowboys abroad, let us. And by the way, thank you and congratulations on the wedding with Yumi. And stream boss up there, man. So much love. Thank you. And yeah, man, speak your mind. I think he's let me see. I think he's good to go. You good? Can you hear me? I can't hear you, man. You might have to. There you go. Unmute. I can't hear you, man. I heard you earlier, and then you got disconnected there. There, I hear you now. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Cowboys abroad in the house, man. I hope you heard what I asked. Yeah, just give us a breakdown. What you think of things, and what I was saying earlier. What your thoughts are.
Hey, first of all, man, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on. I'd like to say, man, that I think this year, man, we're in pretty good position. I'm still concerned. I'm still concerned about the defensive tackle spots, and quite frankly, I'm still concerned about the safety spots. Man, I like the intensity that Jeff Heath brings. I like the way he plays. I like the way he plays with fire. You know, he's a great special teamer. You know, but I'm not convinced that he's an every down safety. You know, I seen him get burned way too many times last season. And I'm just, you know, I'm fearful of him being in a starting role full time at safety spot. Special teams all day. He may even be a Pro Bowl special teamer, but on the safety spot, I'm not sure he's the guy. So I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about the defensive tackle spot.
So wait, but let's stop right there at the safety. So let's go with that. So as far as safety, your fear is Jeff Heath. I agree with you there. So you're good with Xavier Woods.
I'm good with Xavier Woods. You know,
How about our corners? Our three corners. Let's say we take three corners. You're good with our corners, right? Lewis, Awuzie, Byron Jones.
Oh, I'm good with those.
Yeah. So okay. So we got out of all those defensive backs, out of those 5 defensive back spots, so starting spots. And again, you got Anthony Brown there as the 4th corner. But right now, you know, we'll see how things change. If they change or not. But my point is that we have those 4, basically all those spots kind of solidified. And Jeff Heath, if you use him as a backup, would you feel better about that?
Yes.
Okay. So so Jeff Heath as a backup, so we're really missing that strong safety spot. That's what we're missing right now.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm with you there. Okay, move on to the next. I just want to make sure we're understanding everything. I want to go by like position. So go ahead, defensive tackle. That's a bigger concern than safety then, or is it not?
At the defensive tackle spot, I think that's probably our biggest concern. Right now, we just don't really have anybody to really fill that role, in my opinion. You know.
So you have David Irving, but he's not. He's playing that 3 technique. You feel good about that?
David Irving, in my mind, he's an edge rusher along with the other guys that we have, Taco, even and the guys we have out there, Taco, Charles Tapper, the guys we throw in the rotation. We picked up players, but we don't have a defensive tackle. Jahad Ward, you know, he's an unproven guy. He's just a guy. Brian Price, just a guy. You know, he gets to, you know, he get in there and do some work, but he's not really an impact player. When Lee Collins with his foot injury, we are really low at that position. In my mind, we just don't have the depth at the defensive tackle spot. You know, and so I would think that we still need to address that spot.
I agree. I mean, Without question, I think that the defensive tackle spot is a concern, especially when you look at depth. I think you have Brian Price, like you said, is a depth player. He's a guy that's going to probably stop the run more than not. And then you have and you go over to Malik Collins' injury. It's question mark. And then really, what do you have? Jahad Ward, the Tone Jones, guys that are not been proven yet. So yeah, I mean it's scary when you look past Malik Collins. You really have not much rotation guy. Now you have Tyrone Crawford, who could be playing like right end and he could play defensive tackle if he stayed bigger, but they look like they're going to drop him in weight. So what do you feel about defensive ends?
Again, Tyrone Crawford, like you said, it's a defensive end. He's another edge guy. You got Crawford, you got Lawrence, you got Randy Gregory if he comes back, you got Charles Tapper, you got Dorrance Armstrong who we picked up. You got a lot of guys. You got a lot of guys that can play defensive end, bro. And so really, I'm not concerned at all with the defensive end, bro. I think we protected ourselves well there, and got some guys at rotation and depth. It's the middle that we have the issues.
I agree, and where that can give us issues is the other position that we haven't discussed yet on defense, and that's linebacker. Because now the linebackers have to work harder to get into the backfield to get to the run stop. Because if we have weak defensive tackles, that's where it's going to hurt us the most. If teams will do is run in the inside, and if they get a good push and block out our linebackers, we could be in a little bit of trouble there in the inside. I see, that's why I thought the Terrell McClain almost signing was a big miss by us. Not going to be a make or break, but definitely something that when you look at Malik Collins, that adds to the issue there. So. I don't know. I mean, it definitely is a scary spot. I think Kevon Frazier and Jeff Heath, one of them hopefully can come out of that and be the starter and defined. I think you got to look at Chris Richard. Chris Richard is just a better coach, and I think he's going to take us over the top when it comes to those guys and exceeding their expectations. So I think that someone like Kevon Frazier, who played well when our defense played much better when he was on there last year at the end of the last season, he was actually helped that defense get that higher rank. He actually was very involved and much more involved than in the beginning of half of the season. So I think he actually helped the defense some. I think that he's good at the run stop. So we'll see how his role is in that and into the training camp, and Jeff Heath as well, who again is in the right place, right time kind of guy. I think he was the leader in interceptions. Not that that's saying much on this current team. I think our defensive front though is what makes a difference in the pass rush. And David Irving, I know you're saying I agree he can play inside or outside, but Cowboys are intent on using him inside and getting him to get his arms up, deflecting the ball, knocking it down like the Kone Ely discussion we had earlier, that sort of stuff. So.
Now, Cowboys Abroad, I have a question for you. You were saying earlier in the chat that you felt Jordan Lewis is going to be a Pro Bowler this year. Now, outside of him, which one of our, newer additions or younger players do you think, realistically could be a Pro Bowler this year or could reach that level of performance on our team other than Jordan Lewis?
Other than Jordan Lewis, there's a couple of guys that I feel pretty strong about. Number one being the obvious, Connor Williams. Connor Williams on the line. I think he made the Pro Bowl his first year. He's that good. Also, in my mind, I like Michael Gallup, but I don't really think he'll reach the Pro Bowl level just because I don't think he'll get enough touches. We have so many receivers and so many weapons and like to spread the ball around. It'll be hard for our receivers, any one of our receivers, to make the Pro Bowl. So I'm going to go with Colin. You said which one. I'm going to go with Connor Williams just for that fact. Other than that, I might take a chance on Mike Gallup. On the secondary, I like Byron Jones in the move to corner. And I don't know, Byron Jones played very well at safety, and it wasn't really his key position. So coming down the corner might put him in a position to where he can compete for a Pro Bowl spot at corner.
No, I love that Byron Jones one because, we said it when Richard said, right out of the gate, oh, no, he's a corner, that, it frustrates us to know that, he could have been, that we were misusing him this whole time, when we had him and kept trying to force him to be a safety when he clearly was, should have been a corner. So, like you said, I hope he does get the chance to ball out to the level we know that he, can reach. So, Haha, very funny. We have the police in our chat. So
So guys, no,
let me see. Incognito said, "Oh, go ahead."
I'm sorry. I want to say one thing, but I wanted to go to Incognito for sure. But I mean, he's asked. I want you guys also on there. Say, put a hashtag next to your questions so we can kind of catch them if you want to ask a direct question to ourselves, but mainly to Cowboys Abroad, who's on with us right now through Skype. If you guys get your Skype game on out there in the chat, we'll eventually have everybody jumping in here on a Friday night. Hopefully, try to do something like that on a regular basis with the fans here, with the subscribers. So again, Cowboys Abroad has been an awesome sponsor, him and his wife Yumi, and he's been out here from the beginning. Man, this guy knows his football.
Early days,
and we have disagreements about some things, some essential things like Jason Garrett. But we talk about the defense, linebackers. What do you give me your thoughts about? Because we talked about the linebacker situation. Yeah. I think I was nervous about the linebacker situation before the draft.
As time goes on, I think I'm starting to be a little bit more realistic about our linebacker situation.
The thing about them is that scares us because, we lost Hitchens, so that's the major blow on the defensive linebacking spot. But the Vander Esch, assuming that he pans out to a mid-round, first-round pick, I would feel confident enough to him to replace that Hitchens spot with the versatility of playing all three linebacker spots. Now, I don't think he'll be as good as Hitchens, definitely in his rookie year, but I think that he will be do enough. He'll be the weak spot in the linebacking core at the middle when you have the three linebackers. But I think that's the key, though. Jalen Smith on the strong and Lee on the weak side, we're okay there. But once the injury situations are problems, unless you think of our defense, where most of our snaps, 70 to 75% of our snaps are two linebacker sets and formations or personnel. So that means really you'll have Jalen Smith and Sean Lee out there most of the time. No matter what the starting team is, it's going to be most of the time it's going to be those two with Vander Esch and Damian Wilson, as we talked about earlier tonight, being the two linebackers, kind of being the backups of those two. You know what I mean? Again, How do you feel about our linebacking squad? And then I want to get some questions out there from Incognito and some other guys who have some questions in the chat. So the Cowboys Abroad, what do you think about the linebacking core?
I was much more afraid last year than I am this year. One of the things that I like is that we went out and we got some depth at the linebacker position. I think that Leighton Van Der Esch was actually a good pickup for what we're trying to do. I go back to your comment that you were making that we're going to expect our linebackers to do more. They're going to cover more in space, and I think that plays into linebackers like Leighton Van Der Esch's game and Jalen Smith's game. As we seen later in the season, Jalen Smith was balling out once he got healthy. That later part of the season, he was balling out, and he got much better coverage in the space. And so with him, the rest of our linebackers that we have, Justin March let it throw into the rotation. I think we picked up another linebacker. I forget his name.
Joe Thomas from the Packers. He's number 48, and he's more of a blitzing type guy. He got 7.5 sacks with the Packers last year on low snap count. Overall for the season, or 2 years ago, last year, yeah. And then 2 years ago with the Packers, he had, again, low snap. He wasn't a starter. He's a rotational kind of sub-package guy. He had 8 sacks that year, so that's the kind of guy he is at linebacker. He's more of like a big safety. I just want to let you know. So, but that's the guy we picked up.
Yeah, so expecting and that'll be a good game. That'll be a good game change, a good situational guy to throw in there. So our linebackers should be good. The only two concerning spots on the team, in my mind, the defensive tackle spot and the safety spot. The rest of our team, I think that we're ready and we're poised for the season, ready to go.
Now, what about offensively? I mean, Dak, Zeke, we're good there, right?
I think we're good. I think we're good with Dak. We got two backups. It'll be interesting to see Cooper Rush compete with Mike White for that backup spot. You're talking about two undrafted guys. Well, you're talking about a drafted guy, Mike White, late in the rounds. I mean, about the 4th, 5th round versus an undrafted agent, Cooper Rush. It'll be interesting to see who pans out for that backup role.
Yeah, no, for sure. Without, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, running back.
Running backs, I think we're good. With Zeke, we're good. We got Trey Thompson, I think. Trey, what's his name? Trey
Williams. Trey Williams, the running back. Yeah, but he's our train. He's like our practice body out there. He's not. I mean, you used to have Rod Smith, you have Bo Scarborough, and you have Tavon Austin, and you have Trey Williams. Yeah, those you have like 5 guys in there. And don't forget, our fullback. We have Awalale, and he's a pretty good player, as a tight end type guy.
As long as we got Zeke, there's no problem in the running back spot.
I agree.
In the back row, we got Rod Smith. There's no problem there because Rod can both catch and run. There's no problem there. Bo Scarborough, he's a big guy. Kind of reminds me of Brandon Jacobs a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised I don't know what his blocking ability is. If he could block, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys tried to turn him into a fullback with his size. I just think that he's too big and too slow to really compete at the running back spot. But we'll see.
All right, no, good assessment there. Now, the last 2 parts of our, 3 parts of our offense still. Offensive line, grade A, right? I mean, they're one of the best, if not the best.
They're the best unit on our team.
Thank you, yes. I think in the league. What about receivers and tight ends?
Receivers, I'm not really concerned with the receivers because we got 5 good receivers. 5 good receivers, and we can spread the ball out. Next game, hit the open guy. We don't have to worry about trying to force the guy to any one person. I think Beasley will probably emerge in a spread type situation. Because he's good at that. He's good at that 12 to 15 yard range out and he's comfortable with that. Been with him for a while. Knows where Dak likes to put the ball. So I think he'll probably emerge in that particular system. If there is an X guy to be had, if there's an X position to be had, I think Allen Hurns will take it. But overall, I would give our receiving core a B, just because our guys are really unproven. But I think we're ready to compete. I don't really think.
Especially unproven together. That's the bigger thing. They have their little flashes here and there, different teams, but they haven't really been proven together. So that's an important thing too. But they seem to be working overtime at the Star and really putting in the work there with Dak to get in the same page, even when they don't have to be there, which is always a great sign. You want to see that from your team, your receivers, and all that. I mean, what about tight end? That's my concern. And then we'll go right through the questions, guys, into the chat room there. A whole bunch of questions for you, man.
Tight end. We need our tight end. Really not overly concerned with the tight end spot. Strange as it may be, yes, we lost Witten. Yes, nobody can replace a Witten. But we're not expecting them to, and we don't need them to. We just need guys that can get in there and block. We can go into a 2 tight end set. We can put Just Swing on one side, Jarvin on the other. Throw Dalton Schultz into the rotation, or even Dalton as a starter. Even Dalton as a starter with Jarvin in the rotation. Either way, we don't really need our guy. We don't really need our tight ends to do a whole lot because primarily we're going to be a run first team, then pass, and then we're going to hit the open guy. So all we need our guys to do is block well and occasionally catch a ball out the backfield just to keep the defense honest. And I think any of our tight ends can probably do that.
Awesome. No, and again, Awalawi, I'm going to say him again. He's at fullback. I think he's going to, open up some things there. Possibly playing a little of a tight end type role. Maybe again, even Noah Brown. You never know. You might see him playing from receiver, shifting over and playing a quote unquote tight end role on some formations. But we'll see. We'll see what the Cowboys got up their sleeve. Now we have some questions here. Incognito had one, right? What was that question from Incognito?
Yes. What about Joe Thomas providing depth at linebacker?
Was that now? Oh, Joe Thomas at depth? Yep.
I like it, assuming that he makes the team. Assuming that he makes the team, I like it. He's got to be good at special teams in order to get that role. So,
you're right.
He makes the team, and if he does, it doesn't as a rotation guy. I don't really think it's going to matter that much. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I agree 100% because again, I think that's what he did in Green Bay. He played a lot of special teams, and so that along with his ability to get to the quarterback, I think that's the thing that sticks out for me out of everything what he's done as a linebacker in a rotational role in Green Bay as a certain formation and package personnel type player, specialty player. He got 7.5 sacks last 2 years. last year and 8 sacks the year before that. To me, that's a telling sign. If you use them the right way, and again, think about it, maybe in passing situations to add pressure to the quarterback, guess who's running that show? Not Marinelli, Chris Richard is. That
it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. You know, you're going to have DeMarcus Lawrence coming out the edge, maybe Irvin at the one tech, and then you're not going to know when Jalen Smith or Joe Thomas decide they want to blitz. You know, Taco Charlton, he's going to emerge this year as a second-year guy after being a year in the Marinelli system. He's going to emerge this year. So, I'm excited to see us get out and play. I can't wait for the season to see how it all comes together. I'd like to see Joe Thomas come. I'd like to see Jalen Smith come. I think we're great. And we talked about all of our linebackers, and we haven't mentioned not one time that we still have the general.
right.
And Sean Lee.
That's right.
Sean Lee out there making tackles. Our defense is going to be exciting to watch. And for a change, we're not expecting our offense to carry our defense. We're not expecting our offense to carry our defense or expect our defense. I think we finally built a defense that can stand on its own merits. Can carry its own weight in its own right when the game is necessary. I'm loving the way we're shaping up.
Yeah, I agree. I can't agree more about that. And that's the thing is that I think if we can find, like we spoke earlier in this stream during the game, that if we can find our 2016 offense and improve upon that, our defense, we're going to have a better team than we had in 2016. If you look at the players, at not just the potential, but we already have some proven potential there. And when you look at the additions at coaching, when it comes to Chris Richard, especially on defense, I don't know about the offensive guys yet. They're still we got to still see if they can prove themselves. But I hope that we can have the offense that we had in 2016. Which then you can see we'll have 2 top 5 offenses and defenses, you know what I'm saying? And then that really, the sky's the limit with that kind of team, I think. And that really is going to open up a lot of things for us, I think. Now, other questions we have out there.
Yes, Shallow Hal wants to know, Cowboys abroad, where will Cowie play next year?
Kylie Leonard from the Spurs.
I hope he plays in San Antonio where he belongs. That's where I hope he plays. But in the NBA world, there's really no telling where he's going to play. There's really no telling where he's going to play. But
yeah,
I hope, and I pray that the Spurs will find a way to keep Kawhi Leonard on their roster. There's no replacing such a player. He's an all-star player on both sides of the ball, complete, well-rounded ball player, and you can't replace a Kawhi Leonard. So it would be, in my opinion, stupid to let him go.
Yeah. The salary cap. I mean, the money is crazy there in the NBA. But
the same can be said about the general. No replacement.
No, you're 100% right, man, for sure.
Now we have another question from Dat X Factor 88D. He wants to know from you, Cowboys abroad, who is your favorite Cowboys player of all time?
My favorite Cowboys player of all time, I have. Well, you said my favorite. My favorite would have to be Darren Woodson, but my favorite would have to be Darren Woodson just because I like hard hitting safeties. I like collisions, which I'm watching the wrong sport nowadays. But I love collisions and big hits. Darren Woodson was my favorite, but it is on the offensive side of the ball. It would have to be Tony Dorsett, but for a very different reason. It wasn't necessarily on the field as it was off the field. Tony Dorsett, back in his younger days when he was with the Cowboys, they used to, in the summertime, have a summer basketball team, and they used to travel around in the Dallas area to different schools, different high schools, playing basketball. And I got an opportunity to meet Tony Dorsett, and get Tony D's autograph, and he was very, very friendly, very open, nice guy, just in general. And he didn't know me, and I was young at the time. I think at that particular point in time, I was just a young kid, maybe 9, 10 years old, watching the game with my dad. and I got to meet Tony Dorsett, the guy that I watched play football on TV. I loved it.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome story there about Tony D. TD, man. I remember watching him in the Giant Stadium with my dad back in the 80s. As he was rooting for his Giants, I was rooting for my Cowboys. So
what about you, baby? Who's your all-time favorite player?
Well, yours is Dan Bailey.
Dan Bailey. Without saying.
Mine is Emmitt Smith. Well, Emmitt Smith is the one that I followed him from in Florida, knowing of him from before that. And I'm not really a college fan, but everybody heard of Emmitt Smith. But just the fact he got drafted by the Cowboys and that he was like the last piece of that 90s puzzle that got us 3 out of 4. It should have been 4 in a row, but we got us 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. I mean, to me, there was no better team in that span of year. Any span of years like that. That's anything over 1 or 2. I think there's no better team than the Cowboys in those years. I think Emmitt Smith was the final piece, a huge piece to that puzzle, in my opinion. And on the defensive side, I love Darren Woodson. I love that pick. That's a guy I remember as well being as a hard hitter. I always liked Ed Too Tall Jones, though. I went kind of old school, kind of flipped it around with you there, because you went with like 90s player. I went 90s on offense, and you went 90s on defense. You went old school defense. Old school offense with Tony D. I'd say 80s, and I went Ed Too Tall Jones, man. I mean, Ed Too Tall Jones, 70s, 80s, both those guys, TD and Ed Too Tall. I just loved his. He just took over. That's why David Irving a little bit reminds me of Ed Too Tall Jones, in the sense of like just being such a big presence. I just wish they put him on the outside. Like they did with Ed Too Tall. And number 72, Ed Too Tall Jones was just dominant, and just a guy that when I played Pee Wee football, whatever you call it, Pop Warner football, I ended up always wanted to get number 72 when I played in the defensive positions, and that was just my favorite player, my favorite guy again in the mid 80s when I was playing that little 10 years old tackle football, and that was number 72, defensive end. So that was the one for me. I didn't care the other guys out there, the big names at the time. Ed Too Tall Jones was my number one on defense there all time, I guess I'd say.
Yeah. Now we have another question from Boomer Sooner. Question: are we going to be like the Cavs, eliminate the drama, but without a star like Irving gone and Dez gone? LeBron led his team without a superstar. Could we see this with the Cowboys?
Different type of sport.
Yeah, it's football. Not saying a superstar player can't make a big difference on your team, but it still relies on the whole team to get things rolling forward. So I don't think we depend on a guy like that for what we need. So
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, and also it's a different sport completely. So when you think about it that way, a player can take over in basketball and really take over and win you a game 7, and win you a couple of games, But it's very difficult for you to in football to one person take over. You need your offensive line to block for your running back. You need offensive line to block for your quarterback. You need a quarterback to make the right pass. You need a receiver to be able to catch the ball if it's thrown right. You need and so this goes all the way down. Everybody has to be in its right. It's like a chess chess battle. It's like Game of Thrones meets chess. And then you throw in helmets. And then you got football. It's just a strategic war, and it takes multiple guys, multiple players, multiple positions, and multiple just assignments. Everybody has to follow through with it. Listen to the captain, which is the coach / whether it be quarterback like Dak or Sean Lee on defense. Listen to the captain on that side of the ball, and and do the job right. And we should be able to, if led right by the coaches, should be able to have a fantastic season. I expect a fantastic season, assuming injuries are limited, suspensions are non-existent, hopefully, and those kind of things. So, what about you, Cowboys, bro? What do you think?
I think staying healthy is key. We have to stay healthy, and we have to be smart. We have to be smart and avoid just suspensions. That's just stupidity and shooting ourselves in the foot. But this year is going to be different. It's going to be different this year because we protect ourselves in positions of depth with some depth, and we got some new blood. We got some new blood, some guys that are hungry, and I think that we're smarter. And we have a full arsenal, and so there's really no reason why we shouldn't have a great season. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. I see that you said that I like Barry or Emmett. Let me just clarify. I think that Barry Sanders was probably the best runner out of everybody I've ever seen, the best pure runner, but not the best all-around running back. That to me is what the key question is here. Who's the best running back? And that's Emmitt Smith. Yards, he's proven it because he lasted that long. He lasted long because he didn't retire early. He lasted that long because he can catch out the backfield. He lasted long because he was an Iron Man with his shoulder. I'll never forget that Giants game. He's that guy because he can block out of the backfield. I mean, this guy did it all, and that's why he's the all-around fantastic. And again, when you had a great offensive line like that, not taking anything away, but it's not just the offensive line. You just can't put any running back in there. Emmitt Smith was special, and Emmitt Smith was the all-around best running back in my lifetime, in my opinion, of what I've seen and I can speak about. People say Jim Brown, people say Earl Campbell. I didn't really watch much of them. I'll let you go, man. I hear myself in the reverb. I think I hear you in the reverb there. I'm sorry, man. I would think I was muted there, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Let's see. We have another question real quick from Justin Krols. He wants to know if we think Damian Wilson is going to get suspended this year for that incident that happened last July.
Just to clear it up, it was that's been cleared up. It was charges were dropped. There was a grand
of him taking out a gun against some woman in a parking lot or something.
And I think that would have already been and also running somebody over running a woman over in the parking lot and then also taking a gun out. But it was a grand what is that?
Grand jury?
A grand jury finding or whatever that came up with that fact that they dropped the charges. So then this was in the middle of last season. They didn't rule on that. I think that's already a done deal. So
and if they were going to suspend him for anything, I guess it would have already happened. Right?
And they definitely would have announced it by now. So let's see any other last couple of questions here. I know we're on Cowboys Abroad. If you had any other thoughts, Cowboys Abroad, anything about that coaching you want to talk about? Because when it comes to Jason Garrett, again, I know there's a lot of problems with the overhaul of the coaching staff when it comes to the head coach. But we've kind of already overhauled our coaching staff on the offensive side.
Were there any coaches you were sad to see go?
Bisaccia for me. But what about for you, Cowboys?
I was sad to see the linebackers coach go, and I was sad to see the special teams coach go. But the rest of them, I think they got justifiable releases, and the rest of them I was actually happy to see go. Particularly the secondary coach. I think he probably should have been gone a long time ago, and I was definitely happy to see the offensive line coach, go. I wanted him fired after the Atlanta game. I had to wait until the end of the season, but at the end of the day, he was fired, and that's perfectly fine by me. It's going to be tough, though. I don't know, building the chemistry of a coaching staff, it's going to be interesting to see what 7 position coaches changes does. And it's harder to replace coaches than most people think. But overall, we'll be okay. Outside of that, the one coach most people don't really think about is strength and conditioning coach. We replaced strength and conditioning coaches this year, and I think that's going to be good for us. Last year we were plagued with injuries. We had a lot of injuries in OTAs, and before we hit the season, we had lost a fourth of our team. So I think change is good in this particular case with the coaching staff.
Awesome. No, okay. I just was checking. How long of a leash do you give Jason Garrett? Just a real quick, because we have a couple more questions and we're gonna wrap it up. But how long do you think you like Garrett? How many more years would you give him? Assuming that there's no major injuries and no major suspensions, what would you say his length of time would be with the Cowboys running its course?
I think that no injuries, no major suspensions. I think if we don't make a playoff run this year, Garrett's job is in jeopardy. I think definitely he won't see an extension on his contract next year. I think his contract is up next year, and that'll be it. If he don't produce, he's out.
All right, cool. I mean, that was good to know. Okay,
Yeah,
questions.
and I mean, you can see down in the chat, definitely James agrees with you that we've definitely hired better coaches. And I'm 110% on board with you with the strength and conditioning coaches, because out of all the coaching upgrades we've made, even with Rashard, as great as he is, the fact that we don't have the same strength and conditioning coaches
Makes you happy, yes.
Again, obviously it remains to be seen. No more, 12 players with a hamstring injury.
Yeah, and also remember this about our coaching staff. On defense, Everfluss, left us. All right, so we replaced him, but then we fired Baker, which is the secondary coach, thank goodness, and we replaced him with Chris Richard, who also replaced Everfluss in the passing game coordinator. So you're looking at that two position, very important positions, whether it be linebacker or defensive backs. They're both very important, but you look at the more important spot of pass game coordinator. Chris Richard comes in, takes over. That shows you the Cowboys mean business about being more aggressive, about being more, have that dog in them, to get, go for the ball, get, attack on defense and in the passing game, but really in everything, the mindset changes, I think. So I really like that change more than anything on the Cowboys. The Cowboys have done this entire offseason, and I think he's going to give us. But, he's going to replace Marinelli. He's going to continue maybe going farther than that. And I think he should if he can handle it, because I think that guy has what it takes to be a great, just general coach in the NFL. We'll see how far he can go. But defensive coordinator, yeah, look for him next year, I think. I just think Garrett, he's had his time already. He's had his time. But, yeah, I agree. We know he's on board this year, so I have believed that you should let him go years ago.
Well,
but
if we don't make the playoffs this year, do you see it as okay? He has one more year, or he's going to be gone, and we're going to have a new coach the following season?
I think that if we don't make the playoffs this year, Jerry Jones is going to be pretty pissed off. We don't have any major injuries or any particular reasons we can point out to where it's obvious to why we didn't, then I think he's probably out.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Now, I guess I want to get your final thoughts before we wrap things up here on Stephen Jones. So Stephen Jones obviously has kind of been taking over this team. Overall, what are your thoughts on it? The good, the bad, the changes you're kind of seeing already with Stephen Jones, he's definitely coming out in a big way. What do you think, man?
I like the way
change of the guard.
I like the way you phrase that question, the good and the bad, because I actually think there's good and there's bad to Stephen Jones coming out and taking over the team. On the positive side of it, I think player acquisition is better. I think the way the Cowboys are making business decisions overall it's better. We're making smarter decisions with our budget and our money, and getting the maximum use of our resources. The thing I don't like about Stephen Jones is the way he uses the media. I don't really like the way he uses the media to devalue players. I mean, to say bad things about the players, and kind of leave them hanging out dry in the media. I think there's a better way. I think there's a better way to do that, and I think the Cowboys organization owe their players a bit more respect than having conversations or talking to their players in the media. I think that if you need to have a conversation with a player, you can pick up the phone and call them and take them out to dinner and say, hey, look, guys, this is what we're thinking, and we need to find a new home for you. But I don't really think it's necessary to bash the Cowboys players in the media.
What about Des Bryant and other players on the Cowboys? Who I agree with you. That's definitely a good point about a negative of Stephen Jones. But what about the players that have the same access to do that and use the media too?
Real quick, just my thoughts on that. It just when you're the employee, and you have that separation, it's one thing. But when you're the boss and you're doing it yourself and you're putting that out there as the head of the organization, that's where it's different.
Okay, so
that's me. What do you think about Cowboys Abroad?
I agree. I agree for the most part with you. The only thing when it comes to players, I think that they got to be smarter. I think they got to be smarter. They can use the media. They can use the media and say bad things about their teams, but I don't really think they should. I don't really think that's smart business. I don't really think it's good for their brands. because their next team or their next employer, gotta take in consideration that you're that type of individual. You're the type of individual that when you're upset about something, you don't mind putting the organization's business out on Front Street. And I don't really think that's good. I don't think that's good for you as a player. So, as a player, can you do it? Sure. Should you? Absolutely not. I'd much rather for a player to say, time I spent with time I spent with the organization, it was productive. It was productive. I moved into a different direction. I moved on. The organization moved on. Let's just leave it at that. I don't really think it's necessary to get into to bashing each other on either side of the fence.
No, and I'm definitely with you on that, but the way that the social media age is moving, the players using this as their platform, they have to be aware of the type of image they're putting out there to other teams. Because again, look at some players who, for better or for worse, whether you agree with what they say or not, because they've been out there and they have been vocal, teams are a little afraid to go after them regardless of their talent. So, they have to look out for their own team image, self-image, and, and again, if you're going to go out there and tell everybody, all their business, they definitely don't want you in that locker room. So I'm definitely with you on that. And again, I think that Stephen Jones using the media this way is going to backfire on him in a big way. We might not see it right away. There's going to be a player who's going to snap, who's going to go off, and who's going to really make Stephen Jones end up with some egg on his face, I think.
Maybe there's a superstar that you really want on your team. Maybe he passes on your team because he don't like the way your organization does business.
And I agree with you. That's why I agree with you. Yeah, that's already probably happened. But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, there we go. No, I think that was what he was saying. That a team, big player would pass up the Cowboys because of something like that. So. James Searle said, yeah, I agree. I don't think they needed to talk about Dez. Just say he isn't here, and we're looking at the guys on our roster for now. Exactly. There were so many different ways they could have handled it. They had a lot of choices. They still chose to handle it badly. You can't go backwards. Brian Bradford said, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are the only owners who talk so much to the media. So, and again,
more so recently.
But Stephen Jones, I think it's twofold. He learned it, one, from his dad. Let's be real, and two, we are in a social media age. It just everything about the world we live in encourages you to go out there on that stage and be in the spotlight from every Snapchat, Twitter, tweet, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, to the constant media hype everywhere. I mean, everyone's a paparazzi now with their cell phones, so even just a casual fan, it's like you're on. So it goes both ways. They want to use that and manipulate that to make themselves look good too. So.
Any last final questions? Let's see.
For them, it's free marketing. It's free marketing that keeps the Cowboys' name in the news. Good, bad, or indifferent. The Cowboys dominate the headlines all season, 24/7 Cowboys, which is the way they want it.
You keep that money flowing, You keep that money going. That's all about the green in the end, man.
Oh, yeah, they want to be the number one brand, right?
Yeah. I mean, they are.
They are. So guys, any last minute questions, go ahead and get them in now for us and my Cowboys Abroad here who was able to join us here. And let's real quick pick your brain with some of this basketball stuff. So, you said you watched like the Spurs growing up all the time. So are the Spurs your number one team then?
They are. The Spurs are my number one team.
Who's your all-time favorite Spur? David Robinson? The Admiral?
Tim Duncan.
Ooh, Tim Duncan, cool. I think Tim Duncan, man, he was stellar, and he's a very smart, quirky guy, but he's smart. Just fantastic guy, person. I agree with you on that. I mean, what did you like best about him?
I like players. I like players that go out do their job, and they don't have to brand themselves. I like people that just go out and get the job done, and it doesn't have to be about them. What I like most about him is that he was a quiet guy. He's a quiet guy. He didn't make it about it. He didn't make it about him. It was always about the team. Always about the team. And very rarely did you ever see, or you never heard any bad things that Tim Duncan ever said about a single player or coach or anything. He just went out and did his job, and he was excellent at it.
Yeah, he beat my my UCF Knights there in the tournament one of those years. I think you guys ended up winning the whole. Purdue won the whole thing in college, but in the tournament, 64 in the tournament, you know, the 64 team tournament, man. Yeah, he took out my UCF Knights there in the second half of our. It was, I think, 60. They were the number one ranked team, and we were the 64th ranked team. But it was still close till halftime. And then Tim Duncan just took over, and then it never stopped for 20 more years in the NBA.
So. It reminds me of something Barry Sanders once said. You know, after you broke 6 tackles and ran for 85 yards, what more you got to say to a person? So, you know, just go ahead and do the job and let your work for you.
Exactly. Hey, one more basketball-related question that I'm actually curious about. Hold on, let me move over so I can show you who I think is the answer here. But who's the best basketball player of all time?
Of all time.
Of all time.
Why do you want to ask me that question?
I gotta do it. I gotta just pick one. Just give me the one name.
I am, when it comes to sports, I'm an honest analyst. Jordan is the best ball player of all time.
Yeah! Yes, I just wanted to make sure. We're on the same wavelength. Good. All right, and that's it. Is that it?
We have 2 more questions.
Two more questions. Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna listen. Anything good about Jordan, I'm down to listen to.
I hated to see it. I hated to see it. I hate
it. Why is that? Needs to be more specific.
You know, I kind of like this going back and forth. I like this Jordan versus LeBron argument. You know, so if I say Jordan is the best ball player of all time, it really kills the argument. You know, and I'd rather be the nemesis and take LeBron's side and debate the issue.
I see. So you like to see the conversation of these two battling it out, but you do agree that Jordan is the man. All right, that's good. All right, now we're on the same. I see what you're doing. I like it. So
we have 2 final questions, guys, before we wrap this up. So the first one's from Brian Bradford. He said, "What do you think about a fat David Irving?" So I think that we can roll him onto the field. He'll be just fine. No,
I think it's a little
he'll be
early.
fine. Yeah, he'll be fine. But overall, between his crazy offseason and stuff, I understand why he gained the weight. You know, doesn't mean I'm still not a little frustrated by the fact that he wasn't kind of keeping up with at least the eating right, eating a little better, not letting those pounds pack on the way they did.
And showing up to the offseason the voluntary stuff.
Look,
all the other guys came, but he didn't come.
That I understand because of his personal thing, why it was a little more sporadic. But my point is that, if you know you're not going to be there as much, eat healthier, do other things to compensate for that. Like, he just kind of completely let himself go, but just get yourself back on track, David.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. But I think that David Irving will be in time. Everything's kind of resolved with his ex and his daughter. He has full custody. I think that things are kind of going, falling into place. If anybody ever needed OTAs and this is voluntary, he doesn't have to be there. He's there. So he's there for OTAs. I'm sure it's not just on the field. Some of it's on the field. Some of it's off the field, it's meetings and working with the coaches. So this stuff is happening right now. These days, when we're Monday through Friday. But now they go back on the field on Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think they're back on the field. It's going to be 100-something degrees. It's going to be hot. David Irving, I think, will be. Right now, I don't like it, but I think he will be fine. What about you, Mr. Cowboys abroad? I know it's one of your concerning positions, so that's why.
Oh, first of all, let me say, I don't really like the fact that we know he's out of shape. And what I mean by that is, I hate the fact that the Cowboys, saw it in their minds, man, to put out the front shape that his reason was that he's out of shape is why he's not out there. When other players on the team, Sean Lee's of the world, we just working through some things. But the Cowboys, they made it a point to say in the media that he was out of shape. So I don't like us knowing about it. But to get to the question, to get to the point, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not concerned. My official position on it is that I'm not concerned about it. He knows what he needs to do. He obviously has to work to get back in shape. We're talking about a guy that was suspended for 4 games last season and came in from a suspension and fit right in and had, I think two sacks his first game back. So this guy, man, knows what it takes to play in the National Football League, knows what it takes to get in shape, knows what he needs to do to be, in order to get there. Now, we don't know. They're saying he's out of shape, but we don't know why he's out of shape. It could be that he's broken up and he wants to get bigger so he can play that defensive tackle spot. Because I know the Cowboys used him a lot at the one tech position last season. Maybe he's getting bigger so he can play that spot. We don't know. So.
Good point. No, there's some good points there.
He's got the work ethic of a professional athlete. He'll be just fine. He'll be ready for season.
Yeah, all right. Great points.
And to wrap it up with our final question of the night, X Factor 88 said, "Who are you cutting from the team right now?" So
what is as far as
I guess
53?
Yeah, so I guess out of the projected more or less 53, if there was one guy you could cut, get rid of.
Well, T. Will is what I'm saying. After the suspension is laid down, I think you cut T. Will, you save money, and you make room for the Noah Browns and the younger guys coming in now, the Cedric Wilsons and Deontay Thompsons you picked up, and those guys, and of course Michael Gallup. I think you can see you give him more opportunity too, because T. Will there just takes some snaps away from him, some opportunity away from him. So I think it's T. Will. I want to see him cut. I think Crawford, defensive end. We have enough defensive ends in the rotation. I think he's a big money saving guy, a big money saver if we cut him. So those are the 2 guys I'd mention. Maybe.
I think without question, T. Will is that guy.
Yeah. How about you, Cowboys Broad?
Well, we still got a guy on our team. We still got a guy left from our team last year that I wanted to go on last year. I still want him to go on this year, and I think he should have been going, and that's Chaz Green.
How could I forget Chaz Green?
If I had to cut somebody right now, it'd be Chaz Green. Not far behind him would be Byron Bell. So that would be who I would be looking to cut right now.
Yeah, when it comes to Byron Bell, we actually he's actually not with the team anymore officially. Number 75 was now given to Cameron Fleming, so he's gone because
I take back my answer. I changed mine to Chaz Green. Okay. Forget T. Will.
Great answer. Great answer. That's a great answer. Chaz Green is a great guy you want to see. I already have him in my mind already cut. So I think that I agree. We all have to refine our answers because I think we already think he's cut in a way, like he's gone already, but he's not. He's still on the team. He's playing right guard for Zach Martin in the meantime. And I think the Cowboys, again, this is an OTA thing, so I think they're doing this because they're trying to really feel it out, see if he's somebody that's worth keeping. So we'll see what happens. The Cowboys do like him. They still see something about this coaching staff, meaning Garrett, meaning Linehan. So we'll see if they still want to keep him around. But I think Frank Pollard kind of failed him, and they're putting the blame on him, which is the former offensive line coach. We'll see what this I'm sorry?
I agree.
Yeah, so I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to give Chaz Green a shot with Paul Alexander, which is the former Bengals, 23 years, so he's consistently in the league, doing a job for the same team. There's obviously something good about him. Let's just hope he didn't, his playing style has been figured out, or coaching style has been figured out, or is too old. But from what I'm hearing, this guy is kind of is a genius.
Yeah, and I think Chaz Green really knows if he doesn't make magic happen, he's out of here.
Yeah. So you see, we agree. Actually, Chaz Green up there. I think they're trying to give him one last shot. And we'll see what happens in training camp if he even makes the team, Chaz Green. But I think someone like when you talk about the money and holding back progression, that's what Chaz Green is not holding back progression. He's just another body that probably can make he probably can't make the practice squad because he started too many games, played too many games. But
there's no way.
Yes, but my point is that he's not a big deal to lose probably with the depth you've already picked up. When you look at he's a guy that could be let him go. It's not really that he's not going to make an impact in our team. When you look at T. Will, who's going to take away snaps from our rookies, from our young guys, Noah Browns, and our free agents that we brought in, that hurts our team on offense. When you look at Crawford, who's taking back possible snaps for Randall Gregory, for Coney Ely, for what's his name, Dorrance Armstrong, for I can keep going with Charles Tapper if he plays. We don't know. We have a lot of guys to pick from. So that's already 4 guys. And then you throw in there Taco, who can be thrown into the mix. I agree with you. I think Taco's going to have a good season this year, Cowboys abroad. But he's playing mainly behind Tank. So he's rotational behind Tank Lawrence. So that's where we're going to see, what can come from this team in general, with these guys and this issue. So
I mean, I think we can all say we're pretty excited about what 2018 holds for the Cowboys. We've made a lot more positive changes than negative. And I'm just excited, and I'm ready for football to get here already.
So we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, guys. So Cowboys abroad, any last words? And where can they find you? What you're going to do? I know you jump on fifth quarter Cowboys, and we can't wait to see you do your thing there. And I think I don't know if you had your chat tonight. But looking forward to see you on all our channels here doing your thing. Where else? Tell them all about you. Say your last words about here, and
let us know.
Let us know let us know about you and where they can find you.
Hey, don't be so quick to get rid of T-Will. T-Will ain't going anywhere. The best they can pin on him is a public intoxication. He not going anywhere. Now, if they can pin a DUI on him, then that's a different story on which you cut him. But if they can't, the best he can do is drunk in public. T-Will's not going anywhere. Quick question
for you. Real quick question about T-Will. What if Goodell doesn't matter? We know it doesn't matter if you're innocent or guilty. Goodell can still suspend it on thoughts that obviously if you put it together, it probably was DUI. But let's just say that, Goodell says, well, I think it was DUI. We did an investigation and you suspended 2 games. What do we do then when we can cut him and then save the money?
He's not going anywhere. 2 games. T-Will's been with the organization for 6 years now. He's not going anywhere. The Cowboys got too much invested in him. He knows the system in and out. He knows what the Cowboys want. He knows what the Cowboys want to do. He knows what the standard is in the system. The Cowboys are too dug in on T-Will. They're not going to release him over something. Something as minor as a drunken brother.
We'll see. I mean, Stephen Jones, he's doing. All right, man. So I love the shirt, man, by the way. I love it.
We're all match.
So how's the look at that. That's I always
OG, the one and only My Cowboys Family shirt.
Ooh, man.
Cowboys abroad good. Again, the first one to get these My Cowboys Family shirts. Guys, the link is in the description. Actually, I guess I'll go ahead and drop it in the chat real quick. Men, women, and children.
And non-Cowboy fans.
No, but you can find me. On YouTube on the Cowboys Abroad. You can find me on Twitter on the Cowboys Abroad as well. But on Facebook you can find me under Michael Jackson. So I'm here.
Awesome, man. Awesome, and thank you so much. For joining us here tonight, man, and or today, this afternoon for you, I guess, right? Or tomorrow afternoon, actually, is where you're at. So, yeah. So, much love to you, man.
All the way from the future.
Again, stream boss with his wife, Yumi. The donation weekly winner on here. Thank you so much, man. And again, it looks like Art is going to take it home.
That's right, guys.
On this,
so make sure to check out his
broadcast.
website. In the link, in the description down below, the link is right there. So, and make sure to drop your comments in the chat because we're going to be doing our shout outs here in just a second. But before we do that, hit the like button, sub it up if you're new, and hit that notification bell. We're here every day giving you guys updates on the Dallas Cowboys.
Don't forget Twitter.
And follow us on Twitter at My Cowboys Family.
And Cowboys Abroad, who appeared today.
That's right, guys. Follow him at Cowboys Abroad. Make sure to go and sub it up to his YouTube channel because I have a feeling it won't be long before he starts posting his thoughts on there as well. But make sure to go follow him there and check him out on Fifth Quarter Cowboys channel as well, DJ Crown J. So he makes appearances there as well. And let's go ahead and start with some of the shout-outs here. We got Hello Newman, Game Changer in the house. We have James Sorrells here as well. Thank you for joining us, man. Quante06, thanks for being here. Montana 808. Brian Bradford, Dat X Factor 88. Let me see. Justin Quarles in the house. Thanks for being here as well. Alid Aubrey. Hello Newman. Let me see. We had Shallow Hal in the house as well. Boomer Sooner. Incognito. Cowboys fan. Sorry about that. Manuel Corona in the house as well. Let me see. I hope I didn't miss anyone. We had D. Will in the house, and that's as far back as it lets me go, guys.
And we had a whole bunch of guys in here tonight, so we do appreciate every single one of you guys for jumping in the chat, watching the game with us, and listening to some of the Cowboy news earlier and throughout the game here, the end of the second half of the Cleveland Cavs' unfortunate win over the Boston Celtics today. advancing to the NBA Finals to play either the Golden State Warriors, who play tomorrow, at the Houston Rockets. And we'll be probably going live sometime around the half and on in that game. That should be exciting. You know,
That's right. So make sure to check it out then tomorrow with us as well, guys. So once again, thank you for joining us here.
Again, extra special thanks to Cowboys Abroad and Yumi. Thank you.
So, guys, we're going to go ahead and rock it out, get out of here. But before we do that, don't forget the reason why we do what we do here at My Cowboys Family.
It's the blue and silver, baby. You know how it is. It's all about the Cowboys.
Number one.
And you know we yell at the end of each stream, Go Cowboys! Woo! Forever, forever, forever.
Always. And Eagle fans, don't worry. We never forget you.
Never, guys. 5 is always
greater than 1.
Always greater than 1. That's right. So, guys, everybody, check us out tomorrow. As always, we'll see you tomorrow. Another live stream. This was 2 hours, so hope you enjoyed the game with us, even though it wasn't an enjoyable ending. But enjoyed the game, enjoyed the conversation, the Cowboy chat, and Cowboys Abroad right here on My Cowboys Family. Much love to him, guys, and much appreciation to him and Yumi. Thank you. Guys, thank you all for joining us, and we're going to rock out of here.